Welcome back to the Alpha Strike, and we are excited to present to you our set review of the Superior Foes of Spider-Man. You guys have all given us a lot of compliments on this stadium that I built with some assistance of my beautiful wife. So we thought we'd bring it back for another go-around, and probably every other set review that we go through. Just because I get a lot of questions about this. This is actually built out of duct tape, construction paper, and opened boosters from the Uncanny X-Men, and a little bit of side cardboard that I had lying around from like a cereal box or two. So
yeah,
just so you know, this is totally something you can build on your own with one case of boosters. Yeah, this is one case of boosters. So if you feel so anxious to do so, there you go. That's how it's done. So without further ado, we're going to try and do this hard and fast. We're just going to cover what we feel are the best strengths of each figure and what their best use is going to be as we go through. And I'm going to make sure we get the information from the cards. Both corners there, front and back of the cards, so you'll have the special powers and then the dial on the other side so you can follow along. Eric, lead us out.
Alright, so full disclaimer guys, these are our opinions of the figures, one at a time. That's how I feel about them as a whole. So I'm starting us off with my main man, the common Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, he's amazing.
He is the amazing,
uncanny,
the spectacular,
ultimate. He's all sorts of adjectives.
So he's great. He's 70 points, wild card, Spider-Man family, Avengers, and scientist keywords. All the keywords that he's known for, and he ignores elevated terrain for movement. Pretty solid, right? He has the Colin from the Spider-Verse trait. We'll cover this one time, and then we'll just call it that for the rest of the video. So what it does, it says, once per turn for all characters with this trait, when Spider-Man hits an opposing character, after actions resolve, you may roll a d6 that cannot be re-rolled. On a 3 through 6, place another friendly character with the Spider-Man family keyword adjacent to this character, which can set up some awesome charge, running shot, whatever the next Spider-Man comes up, and just do more damage. He has a special defense power for the first 1-2 clicks of his dial, and click 5 randomly. He has it again. And it gives him super senses. When he does, increase the result of his roll by 1 for every 100 points of the attacking character's cost. So as damage gets greater, his super sense goes up higher.
Now they have to be 100 points or more, or that does not take effect.
Yeah, no rounding up on that one, guys.
No fraction thereof. Fortunate.
So yeah, and remember guys, also super senses always fails on a 1 and always succeeds on a 6. Other than that, yeah, dials on the left over there. Pretty good Spider-Man. I think it'll be great, you know, in the sealed format. Constructed, I mean, if you want a kind of a rookie version of Spider-Man, that's a solid 70-point figure.
Alright, so I'm leading into Black Mamba. The Black Mamba. See if I can do this without destroying the whole stadium. So her trait says that she can use phasing teleport when she does and moves 3 squares or less. After action is resolved, she may make a close attack. This is on the majority, if not all, of the Serpent Society. So we're just going to refer to that as the sneak attack.
Sneak attack.
Her damage power, she can use poison and smoke cloud. When she removes her smoke cloud markers, deal 1 penetrating damage to each character that occupy these squares. And her damage power, give her a free action to make a close attack targeting 1 opposing character occupying 1 of her smoke cloud markers. When she does and hits, that character can't be given a move action until your next turn. So I just realized we can look at the back of these cards instead of having to pull the dials, so we probably won't be pulling these off the stadium anymore. But, you know, 60 points, Masters of Evil team ability, so she can continue pushing. And then I was really looking at her ability to smoke cloud, deal penetrating damage and poison, and being able to move with phase teleport and then make a close attack. So she's really going to be up in there close. 18 defense, willpower, shape change, you know, gives you the opportunity to be up close. Not a really solid attacker. At best, she has a 10 on her attack value. She's really using her peripheral powers to try and make that work. Get sidestep and precision strike later. Overall, for 60 points, I think she'd be a really good kind of tie-up and just poke them to death for poison type of piece.
I mean, it's penetrating damage, so you're dealing damage without having to roll dice.
You're right.
So that's really cool, and she can keep doing it.
That's with the smoke cloud.
Yeah, so you just keep smoke clouding every turn, and she has 6 range. That's a decent smoke cloud, right?
Yeah, that is.
So that's a good one, I thought.
Alright, up
Alright,
next.
NYPD Officer. Since we have the dial on the back, we'll just not move him, because this looks pretty. So, The NYPD Officer just has the police keyword. Great keyword. He is basically basic dial. You know, few powers, sidestep, enhancement, that kind of stuff. PD team ability. Great team ability. In fact, with his trait, it's called New York's Finest. When another friendly character with the police team ability makes a ranged attack, NYPD Officer can be within 5 squares of that character instead of adjacent to use the police team ability. So you can have them kind of spread out, all looking at the one character you want, just -3 to that
now, with all
character.
the wild cards in the set, that could definitely make for some devastating range
wild
power.
card it. Oh, that's really good.
So Spider-Man teams up with the police and takes you down like it's going out of style, hits you with a web marker, makes you stay in place while the police gun you down. Police style.
Police style.
Oops.
And they have enhancements. So if you get them all bunched together, at some point they can sidestep the position. They can do some massive damage.
Could be potentially dangerous.
Not bad. It'll be good and constructed for sure.
We don't have a Captain Stacy to review for you guys, so we invite you to look him up on your own. Try him out. I don't even know no clue what he does. So.
And if you guys want to comment below and tell us how you guys think he is, we'd love to know too.
And then up next we have Cape Killer. So this is a common pro registration shield, Stark Industries armor. All the right keywords for all the right reasons. Movement power, he can use Incapacitate. When he does and targets a character of 100 or more points, modify his attack value by +1, and opposing characters hit by Cape Killer have the boot symbol until your next turn. So knocks down your flyers, takes down your big guys, has shield TA, can increase range. You run a bunch of those together. They're only 50 points apiece. You could be increasing that range. Power actions increasing, was it damage or attack? It was
For
attack
which
and
one?
damage to shield.
Yes, it attacks up the attack, and then power action does damage.
No, it's range. Range is the passive for
Range
shield.
is passive. You're right.
And then
power to attack.
you've got running shot, that special damage power, the whole dial, plasticity to pin some guys down, toughness, and close combat. Only 4 clicks for 50 points, but all the utility in the world. So
I mean, for a generic, he's okay.
for a generic, definitely good.
Alright, speaking of generics, you have the other one here. The Common Thug. 10 points. Wow, that's, you see that? No powers.
I'm a thug.
He has a
Thug life.
he has a singular trait. Says always for hire with no keywords, by the way. But when building your force, choose a named keyword that at least 2 higher point characters on your force have. So 10 points. That's almost everybody. And but not Morlocks. Unless the 15-point Morlocks, he can become a Morlock. That your force have. Thug has that keyword this game, but can't use theme team prob.
Well, yeah.
I mean, that would have been really cool if you had a 10-point theme probber with 4
That
clicks
would
of
just
life.
be kind of broken. And he's a thug. You're probably not even smart enough to probably control something.
You're not wrong, but I mean, if I'm going to build a team, 4 clicks of life with 2 damage always, he's not terrible. And like, if you give him enhancement with from the cops, they could pair up, I guess. No PD. Oh, no, has to be team ability.
Yeah.
Not keyword. But I think he'll do well. I don't know what per se. I think in Constructed Worlds he's great. In Sealed, he's going to pick up 10
I know.
points.
10 points for 4 clicks. It's definitely some fodder, some good tie-up for the at least 2 other figures that you have. They're part of your theme team. They're going to be running your main damage. So, but I don't know. 10 points. I don't like to give away points to my opponent.
Hey man, 4 clicks for 10 points. That's unheard of.
That
Just
is.
saying.
So I've got J. Jonah Jameson.
GG.
Spider's a menace. Politician, reporter, trait. I'm the mayor of this town. Once per turn, J. Jonah Jameson can use Mastermind regardless of point value. Oh, thug, take that hit for me. You're 10 points.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
hey, Spider-Man, you're 100 points. Take that hit for me. Because I'm the mayor of this town. Defensive power. He can use combat reflexes and energy shield deflection if he's adjacent to friendly character. So not only are they trying to shoot JJ, and he can just mastermind off once to whoever, but his defense is +2 for close and range combat. So
What's his base defense? A 16?
starts at a 16, goes to a 15 a little bit later in the dial. He's only 3 clicks deep, but for 30 points, that's fair.
What's that last power he's got?
This superior Spider-Man is a hero, not a menace. No, the menace part's me. J. Jonah Jameson can use Perplex, period. When he does, and targets a character with a Spider-Man family keyword or Spider-Man allied team ability.
Wow.
Oh, snap.
That opens it up.
You may modify any value except damage by +2. We had somebody run 2 of him with Spider-Gwen, so that's +2 to defense, +2 to attack. It was brutal. Absolutely brutal. I ran him with Miles Morales Spider-Man. That +2, unbelievably handy. Just, you would not believe. 30 points. Anytime you're running a Spider-Man family or Spider-Man team ability, put him on there. He is worth that +2 when it comes to the perplex. And he's hard to take down when you put him next to a friendly.
Yeah,
so.
you make him a meat shield for any character. Like, it's
Yeah.
like, I'm Spider-Man, I have EST, I have an 18 defense, and if you hit me, I can just give it to him if I want to, or take it. Either way.
Exactly.
He's got great potential. Speaking of the reporter office here, we have Betty Brant next.
The Office of the Daily Bugle brings you Betty Brant.
And she has this cool trait, the world needs to know. I think that was the same reporter trait from Superman Wonder Woman, wasn't it? I think they used the same name. That's kind of cool. And it's called Your Gossip. At the beginning of your turn, you may choose an opposing character within 4 squares in line of fire. Until your next turn, that character can't be healed.
No, no heals for you.
No heals. Who's a great healer we know of? Like Moreland? Or
Night Nurse.
Wolverine?
Ugh.
Well, she heals people, but still.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
it is.
Just those people who like to heal, she says no to. And then she has a really good speed power on her first 2 clicks. It is, I'll prove my husband was not the Hobgoblin if I have to retrieve every glider. There's no gliders in the set. Like,
Hey,
no Goblin can fly.
Everybody's got to have a goal in life. Track down those gliders.
This is like bad advertising. That's what I'm looking for.
No. See, you had to read the Superior Spider-Man story. That actually happened.
Yep. Alright, opposing characters with flight modify their speed by -1. Period. Just everyone who flies, -1 your speed. Then, if that character is named Hobgoblin, instead modify all combat values by -1. So there always one Hobgoblin in the set, but he gets really dumbed down if she's on the board for 15 points.
Interesting.
On her second click, she has Perplex. On her last click, she has a 14 defend with support.
What's her attack value?
9.
It's a 5
That's
for
a
support.
5 to hit.
So let me heal you up. Get back into the fight.
That's really good for 15 points. How much is Night Nurse?
20.
5 points cheaper, but on her last click. We can push her there. We can get her there.
All right. Up next, we have SpiderGirl, common, number 8. Avengers, New Warriors, Spider-Man family. I was excited to see the New Warriors keyword. Unfortunately, there's not enough in this set to make a 300-point team, but there are some other ones that you could pair up to make that worth it.
Civil War.
Trait, let's see, she is 75 points. Trait, call and help from the Spider-Verse. We covered that already. Go back to the beginning of the video if you want to know exactly what that is. White movement power. Spider-Girl can use Force Blast and Plasticity. Period. So, no hypersonic me, and if you're going to stand next to me, I'm going to push you away, and all my attacks do knockback while I have that, and that's later in her dial. Damage power. She can use probability control, but only when she attacks or is attacked. So she's got her own personal probability
So
control.
Diet Coke prob. That's fine.
Okay. Looks like 7 clicks deep. Starts with running shot, pen sight, energy shield deflection, 2 damage with the probability control ability. So definitely a ranged piece. Has 4 range, not a big range, but they've been dialing back range quite a bit. Ignores ignores elevation for movement purposes. Then she goes to her movement power with that Force Blast and Plasticity, drops to Super Senses and Close Combat. So she goes from range to close combat with that Spider-Man family team ability. So overall, I think that's pretty awesome.
What I like about her is that she's running shot pen sight for 2. It's not a lot of damage and a lot of range,
But cracks those eggs.
she cracks the eggs and then puts the Spider-Man next to her if you roll the dice, and then they can charge it and go after her.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's great.
All right, up next.
We have Rattler, the second member of our Serpent Society. Has sneak attack trait, of course. And then
Sneak attack.
he has his own special power on his first 3 clicks. It's the Shattering Vibrations. I don't know why I have to say that. I can't just say the word. I see the S's, I have to read them.
But they're part of the Serpent Society.
Rattler can use Quake as if he had Giant Rage 3 and ignores character bases. So he's not giant size, but when he's up close with other characters, He kind of is.
Moves away and just, I'm going to hit you from 3 squares away.
Yeah, with, line of fire. And then when he does, hit characters can't make range attacks until your next turn, even if this power is lost.
Earth shaking.
So he literally just keeps you there, which is nice, and you can't shoot either. So other than that, he's got sidestep with that power, ESD to keep him so he's not being shot at. He can keep his defense up, and shape change. So he's got a rollout and a high defense.
So you can sidestep in, quake, or with a giant reach of 3.
Yes.
Oh man, and all those people can't make ranged attacks afterward, or if you get him in there and then he quakes, he can sidestep away. Oh look, you can't shoot me.
What's really cool with him is if you really wanted to, you could go in and do a sidestep quake, and then you can still do a sneak attack. So 3 phasing and make another attack.
It's only phasing. It's not free movement.
Oh,
so
right.
You can phase teleport in and then make a free close combat attack and hit somebody and then sidestep out.
And then sidestep out.
And they can't shoot you back.
Yes.
So.
Correct. Other than that, I think he's okay. 60 points for 5 clicks. Not too shabby. I play him with the Serpent Society team.
Most definitely. Up next, the Green Goblin. Hammer Syndicate Thunderbolts, 65 points. Everybody he's upon is his defense power. He can use Mastermind and Toughness. He can use Mastermind regardless of point value if the friendly character shares a keyword. So Hammer, Syndicate, and Thunderbolts. Doesn't matter if you're more than 65 points. I'm sloughing my damage off on you because you're a pawn in my game of life. Damage ability, a team of incompetence. I have to show the way. So he can use Enhancement and Perplex, which is really handy for his first 2 clicks. Drops down to 2 Perplex, keeps that defense power his whole dial, and do not be afraid to push this guy. He starts off really low sidestep with 9 attack, but then goes up to a 10 and then an 11, both with super strength, sidestep and charge. So don't be afraid to push him. He only gets better.
Yeah, he definitely seems like he's a goblin who's like becoming a goblin almost.
It's more he stays back and supports the people doing the work for him, and then he gets into the fight. And when he gets in there with 11 attack, super strength with that toughness and 17 defense with 2 damage. And the Sinister Syndicate team ability. So even as starting off at the beginning with that 9, he can be taking 11s from his buddies there that have that ability. Which is also wild
cardable. I know.
Spider-Man and Green Goblin form a team. What? The world's coming to an end. Cats and dogs living together. Mass hysteria.
Alright. So next up we have Kingpin, the big man himself. Some great keywords. Emissaries of Evil, Hydra, Magia, The Hand, and Politician.
Now somehow I feel Emissaries of Evil should have been Masters of Evil, but because he's the only one in the set that has it. Why are you giving me Emissaries of Evil? How many... I don't know. I guess we'll look it up later. How many figures actually have Emissaries of Evil that you can run with him?
You know what's sad? He has a Sinister Syndicate team ability, but no Sinister Syndicate keywords. That's kind of a bummer, to be honest.
He can't be affiliated with them in keywords, but he'll borrow the power any day of the week.
All day long. So he starts off pretty, stealth, toughness, and a special damage power called the old chessboard. Kingpin can use Outwit, period. Just has Outwit. And then when he does, he may use it as if he occupied the square of a friendly character with a shared keyword. That's the problem I've been suing. Sinister Syndicate, it's in the whole set. Why not him? How many The Hand are there? The Magia. Hydra. Emissaries of Evil. I think they missed something with this figure.
Yeah. A little off the mark? Maybe.
In constructed play, there's tons of Hydra. We had a whole set on it.
Plenty of Hand, too.
Plenty of Hand as well.
I could think of a certain Wolverine X-23 that could use a little Outwit before they go Flurry, Blaze Claws, and the heck out of somebody.
There's a few good politicians out there, too. Isn't Nighthawk Prime?
Nighthawk Prime politician.
Oh.
Alright.
So, yeah, it's him. He's kind of basic. Charge, sidestep, punchy, facey. That's him. Oh, one thing, his trait. Kingpin can use Leadership and Mastermind. That's good. When he uses Leadership, he succeeds on a 4 through 6, so he has a higher rate. And he remove action tokens regardless of point value. Thank you, WizKids. We love Leadership that does take off tokens.
If you watch our battle boxes, almost every video we do has
75 points.
Serious leadership in there.
Yeah.
All right, up next, Dagger. So, Marvel Knights, period.
One keyword, huh?
One keyword.
Wow.
Trait, at the beginning of your turn, a friendly character named Cloak is adjacent to you. You may heal him one click. Hey, free heals for Cloak. Awesome.
Nice.
Damage power, she can use support, which is awesome. And when she hits an opposing character with a ranged attack, that character is dealt 1 penetrating damage instead of normal damage. Now you're thinking, why would I do 1 penetrating instead of my normal damage value? 0. The whole dial. All whopping 3 clicks of it. Running shot. That is it. 10, 10, 9 for attack, 17, 17, 16 on the defense with Spider TA. Yeah, definitely pair her with Cloak. He can bump her up to an 18 on the defense.
Yep.
And he moves her around a lot, but you're poking people. And with 3 bolts, you're poking a lot of people.
Pew.
So make it count, because she takes 1 to the jaw. She is done.
Yes, Cloak, keep her safe. Alright, moving right along, we have Stilt Man. This guy is awesome. So he has per registration keyword, Sinister Syndicate, and armor, and he is 50 points base. So, to add on that, his extendable legs. Add-on, so did there. Stilt Man is added to your force with 1 leg extension, and you may increase his point value by 5 for each additional leg extension you add. During the game, if he has 2 leg extensions, he has the giant symbol, and if he has 4 or more, he has the colossal symbol instead. I know this may sound funny, but I can't feel my legs. That's another trait.
Continue.
Continue. Okay.
The puns.
Whenever Stiltman would take damage from an attack, you may instead remove a leg extension and roll a d6 that can't be re-rolled. On a 1 through 3, deal him 1 unavoidable damage. Wow. So he could almost never take damage.
Almost. Depends on your rolls.
And how many leg extensions you have.
It says it can't be rerolled, right?
Yes.
Get out of here, Mixie.
It's also not... you can outwit it, and it can be ignored. So Pulse Wave Outwit stops this... Oh, it's a trait. So you can't outwit it.
Can't outwit it.
But Pulse Wave kills him.
Yep.
And then his damage power he has, his whole dial, is a Colossal Retaliation. So he's the first Marvel Colossal Retaliator. Hydraulic Leg Smash. If he has Colossal symbol, you may give him a free action and choose an opposing character that attacks Stiltman or damage a friendly character since your last turn. Place Stiltman such that he can make a close attack targeting the chosen character, then do so. They cut so much text out there by saying then do so. That's weird.
Then do so.
Then do so. And all he has is Force Blast, Quake, and Toughness the entire dial, as you can see over there.
That's a lot of awesome in, what, 50 points or
50
more?
points base for 1 leg, so he's just basic.
No
normal
restriction
size.
on how high you can go.
No.
Some of those out there who like to play those big fig games where you do 1,000 points. 1,000 points of Stilt Man! He's taller than Galactus.
That's a lot of Stilt Man. What do you got?
Shocker is up next. Masters of Evil, Sinister Syndicate, and Thunderbolts.
So many Thunderbolts.
I was really excited to see this guy. Let's see. Trait. Once per turn for all characters with this trait, if a character uses a Sinister Syndicate team ability to replace their attack value with Shockers, that character generates knockback during that attack. So a lot of these superior to the other guys, they have that same trait. We'll skip the main bulk of that and then just go straight to
The
power itself. And we'll read it at least once per video for our reviews here. Damage power, he can use Pensai, Penetrating Psychic Blast, and may generate knockback when he does. Give Shocker a ranged combat action to make a ranged attack that shoots through blocking terrain and destroys it. When Shocker makes a ranged attack, hit characters modify their attack values by -1 until your next turn. And I'm going to say it, shocking.
Shocking.
So you can blast somebody through a wall and reduce their attack value by +1. And but you cannot use both together.
Which one?
Can you? See,
Range shot and the attack?
Give him a range combat action
Yeah.
to do the special. Well, you can't do Pensai and the special together. Because one of the Pensai's range combat action, this says make a range combat, or give him a range combat action. So he's got 2 different range combat actions on that attack, so you will have to decide which one.
Pensai or shoot through walls and knockback in -1.
Yep. Can't do both. Well, the -1 says when he makes a ranged attack, they modify their attack values by -1.
So either way.
You do Pensai or you shoot through the wall, either way they get the -1. So definitely something to think about there. Running shot, 10 attacks starting out, drops to 9s and 8s. Masters of Evil team ability and Sinister Syndicate. Willpower on his last couple clicks with Force Blast. Definitely want to pair him with some other happy Sinister Syndicates or wild cards to borrow attack powers when you get to that lower half of his dial. And then just keep pushing him. Just run him to death. 75 points of amazing, shocking, shocker.
It is kind of crazy. Like, this set is giving Spider-Man and Spider-Man family people who have the team ability a lot of different options to pull. So if you guys are playing in your sealed events or just for fun, when you build your teams, think about that. Like, I have a wild card. I gotta try and fit something on that another team ability so we can copy it. Alright, next up, Tarantula. He is an assassin, martial artist, and soldier. All generic keywords. He is 45 points. Wow, that's really cheap for that figure. He has trait and special power. Trait is called Leaping Enhancements. Tarantula can use Leap Climb. When he does and moves 4 squares or less, after action resolve, he can make close attack. So almost
It's
a better
sneak attack,
sneak attack, but
with Leap Climb.
Yeah, not going through walls and stuff.
So
Outdoors,
it's not as good, but still good.
More squares though. One more square for less stuff you move through. That's okay. And then he has the special power on the first 3 clicks of his dial. Poison-tipped stilettos. Why is he wearing stilettos?
Oh, Eric. I'll tell him what a stiletto is other than a shoe off camera. So he'll be further educated later.
Tarantula can use Precision Strike. When he hits an opposing character of 150 points or less, after action resolve, deal that character 1 penetrating damage for each action token on it. Wow.
Poke him and, oh, you did something last turn? Take more damage.
Yeah, that's not bad. He has 2 damage, so I mean, that's not terrible, I suppose. Precision Strike, so he's doing at least 1.
How many targets?
I don't know.
Back the card.
Oh, 1.
Just one. Just you.
So much information on these cards. It's awesome. Alright, and then, yeah, just sidestep, combat reflexes, blades of the animal power. I think it's pretty good. 5 clicks for 45 points? It's not terrible.
Alright, lastly we have Vermin. Where Vermin goes is his trait, by the way, animal monster keyword, trait. Where Vermin goes, give Vermin a free action, and if there are none of his rat swarm bystanders on the map, place up to 2 rat swarms as described on this card, which just happened to be 5 movement, leap, climb, poison, 16 super senses with tiny size. No damage. Second trait, Vermin follow. When Vermin uses poison, he may increase the damage dealt by 1 for each rat swarm adjacent to Vermin and the target. Oh, Vermin and the target. So if he's crowding you with his rats, that's going to be some serious poison damage.
That sounds like a lot of poison
These
damage.
rat swarms can't have used, nor may they use, poison this turn. So you're basically pumping all poison into one big poison.
Or a bunch of little poisons.
A bunch of little poisons. So keep that in mind if you're trying to bust toughness or invulnerable. If they don't have it, just 1, 2, 3 it, and just make it count. Alternates between stealth and charge. Poison his whole dial. Alternating between toughness and combat reflexes, and 1 click of shape change from the word go. So it looks like he goes from hiding to attacking, back to hiding, back to attacking.
Very cool.
So no team ability there. No range either. Totally close combat.
All up in your face.
Well, that wraps up our comments for the superior foes of Spider-Man. Hopefully this has been informative and helps you make some informed decisions when building your teams, either in constructed or sealed. And until next time, strike first.
And strike hard.